This is PSN Newsrun, streaming exclusively on YouTube.
Welcome to PSN Newsrun. Today's top stories: 712 billion naira airport renovation sparks outrage, and the Tigress return home as heroines as Nigeria's female sports team continues to bring glory to the nation. Stay with us as we unpack these stories and more on PSN Newsrun. We begin with the controversial and massive 712 billion naira airport renovation deal in Lagos that's stirring public outrage, with critics questioning its cost and transparency. Here's Marianne with all the juicy details.
A storm is brewing over the federal government's approval of the 712 billion naira contract to renovate the Murtala Muhammed International Airport in Lagos, Nigeria's busiest gateway. Critics are questioning why this project carries such massive price tag and whether due process was followed in awarding the contract. Aviation union and civil society groups are demanding full disclosure of the binding process, warning that public funds may be at risk of mismanagement. The Ministry of Aviation insists that the project is necessary to modernize facilities, boost passengers' experiences, and position Lagos as a competitive regional hub. But transparency advocates urge that without open procurement records, the deal risks being seen as another example of opaque government spending. At 712 billion naira, this renovation is costlier than some entire state's budget. Without detailed breakdown, public trust will remain low, especially in a country where high-value contracts often end in delays, abandoned sites, or inflated costs. If government wants to buy in, it must open the books. Otherwise, this could be yet another case study of how mega project fuels controversy in Nigerian's public sector. Marianne Awea, PS News.
And it's good news for the health sector as Nigerian nurses end their week-long strike after sealing a deal with the government. But questions remain over whether promises will be kept. Tessa Phillips shares the details of this story with us.
Nigeria's week-long nurses' strike is over. The National Association of Nigerian Nurses and Midwives called off the action after signing a memorandum of understanding with the federal government. The agreement, brokered by Health Minister Ali Pate and Labour Minister Mohammed Dingyadi, includes clear timelines for implementing better pay and improved working conditions. Crucially, no nurse will face disciplinary action for participating in the strike. The strike, which began on July 30th, had crippled healthcare delivery in several states, forcing hospitals to operate skeletal services. Nurses had cited poor wages, unsafe working environments, and lack of career progression as reasons for walking out. While this deal is a win for nurses, the real test will be in execution. Nigeria has a history of labor agreements stalling after the initial headlines fade, with over 16,000 nurses having left the country in the past 5 years. Meeting these promises could be key to slowing the brain drain in the health sector. If the government delivers, it could help stabilize a strained healthcare system. If not, this truce may only be temporary. Tessa Phillips, PS News.
Niger State Governor Mohammed Bago's order to close Badegi Radio 90.1 FM in Minna has triggered backlash, with critics calling it a direct attack on press freedom and local livelihoods. Let's hear Joycelyn on this report.
Niger State Governor Umaru Bago has shut down Badegi Radio 90.1 FM in Minna, accusing it of unethical broadcast and inciting the public. He ordered security chiefs to seal the station and moved to strip its license. Actions critics say are extra-constitutional and a direct assault on press freedom. The Nigerian Guild of Editors, Human Rights Commission, Bar Association, SERAP, Amnesty International, and the NUJ have all condemned the move as an attack on democratic norms. For locals, the closure means losing a trusted source of news, public debate and early alerts, especially in rural areas. Badagry Radio was more than a broadcaster. It was an economic lifeline, employing staff and freelancers, promoting small businesses and helping farmers and traders share market information. Analysts warn the shutdown creates an information vacuum, fuels distrust in government, and could weaken public accountability. It also risks silencing journalists and civic groups through fear of reprisal. Critics say this is more than a media dispute. It's a test of governance. Without due process and transparency, the fallout from silencing Badagry Radio could linger far beyond the airwaves. Reporting for PS News, Joycelyn Ella Keche Ada.
Nigeria's The Tigress have arrived in Abuja to a hero's welcome after defeating Mali 78-64 in Abidjan, clinching their 5th consecutive FIBA Women's Afrobasket title and securing a spot at the 2026 World Cup. Sam is on the sports desk.
I'm just so proud, not only as a woman, but as a Nigerian. Nigeria is really doing the thing. It just shows you resilience and focus, what can be gotten from it. You know, these girls really push through and they were focused and they work as a team, as a unity. It's just amazing. You know, watching them play, it really is like magic. And, you know, it makes me feel so proud as a Nigerian, more connected to my roots.
2017, 2019, 2021, 2023, and 2025. These are the years that the Tigress has conquered Africa's basketball on the court. No team has conquered the world 5 times consecutively like the Tigress. The only team that came close was Senegal, and that was between 1974 and 1981, where they won 4 consecutive title. But right now, Rena Wakama and her team have conquered the world 5 times. But second news is live at the international airport to receive the Tigress and the delegation of the presidency led by the National Sports Commission chairman. I'm talking about Malam Shehu Diko right here.
It feels really great. It feels amazing to be able to represent my country. It feels amazing to be able to play with these group of women. It feels incredible to be able to play for these coaches, and it feels really nice to come back and be able to present the trophy back to our country. I think they were all challenging, but I think the Senegal game was probably our toughest because they got up so late into the game, and we had to find the mental toughness to fight ourselves back into the game and get over the hump and take the lead. Honestly, the honor is being able to represent the country, and I'm very thankful for that, and I feel very blessed to be able to do that.
Honestly, the girls, they came together and they fought. I'm so proud of them. Despite the circumstances, they stood together. We had one dream in mind, one goal in mind, and we achieved it. It takes time for us to also come together, but we're going up against great countries, great players. These are all professional players. Yeah, it starts in practice. It starts behind the scenes. We prepare like we want to win everything in life. So if we prepare like that, when the lights come on, we're ready. We keep going higher. World Cup, back to the Olympics, we keep going higher. But big thank you to NEC Chairman Diko. Big thank you to Tinubu. You guys sent almost 11 officials to our game. That's what's important. We need support from our officials. We need support from our government. We need support from everybody. So thank you, President.
We fought so hard for this. It's not easy. Mali was such a great team, but we was able to stay together, play like the Tigers has always been playing for years to come, and we was able to just really fight into the end, and it turned out in our favor. I definitely want to take the time out to just thank you to the President, the First Lady, the Prime Minister, all the chairmen, the chairwomen for just welcoming us to Nigeria and doing all that they can for us to make us look good and to welcome us home.
The triumph has been hailed as a testament to discipline, teamwork, and mental toughness. President Bola Tinubu, alongside the National Sports Commission Chairman Malam Shehu Diko, applauded the players for bringing pride to the nation and inspiring a new generation of athletes. For the Tigress and Rena Wakama, the victory is proof that Nigerian women's basketball can overcome challenges, silence critics, and remain Africa undisputed queen of the courts. This is Samuel Akman for PS News.
Hamas has offered Red Cross access to Israeli hostages in Gaza, but only if Israel halts airstrikes and opens humanitarian corridors. Let's join Joycelyn on this report.
Hamas says it will let the Red Cross deliver aid to Israeli hostages in Gaza, but only if Israel halts airstrikes and opens humanitarian corridors across the Strip. The offer comes after global outrage over footage showing frail captives and growing pressure on Israel's government to secure humanitarian contact. While framed as a goodwill gesture, the conditions give Hamas leverage, shifting negotiations towards military concessions. Israel faces a tough choice: accept and risk setting a precedent, or reject and prolong the crisis. Analysts say this is a strategic pause, not a breakthrough. The Red Cross is caught between both sides' mistrust, and without firm third-party guarantees, the deal could collapse, leaving hostages to pay the price. Reporting for PS News, Joycelyn Ella Keche Ada.
You just watched PSN Newsrun, streaming exclusively on YouTube. This is your trusted voice for news that matters. Subscribe, like, share, and stay informed.